Hi, my name is Yvonne, and today I'm going to discuss setting up a palette and working surface for doing encaustic painting. What I have here is kind of a traditional setup. You need something on which to melt your wax and your medium. Traditionally, you can use a griddle, a hot plate, a skillet, anything that will give you a nice working surface that you can control the temperature on. I've elected to use a griddle. Gives me a nice big surface. I've got plenty of place to keep my media, my encaustic media, my pigments, my cans. I have a place where I can keep my brushes to keep them on the surface to keep them warm. I also have a nice area there on the right hand side where I can mix my pigments if I want to. But the other thing that I have here, even though my griddle has a thermostat on the front, as you can see it says that it's 175 degrees, I also have a thermometer on the griddle surface. This is just as a second means of regulating the temperature. When you're working with wax, you have to have a high enough temperature that it will melt, which is about 150 degrees. Your working temperature can be anywhere between 175 and 190 degrees, but if you get any higher than that, then it becomes dangerous, and you have fumes and smoke, and you run the risk of fire, which is not a good thing, obviously. And I was recently at a workshop in which we were discussing safety issues in using encaustic wax and paints. And this was something that was really, really stressed, is the safety, that you work in an area that's well ventilated and that you have a way of controlling the temperature of your work surface. Something that was suggested was coming up with a water bath. In which you could submerge the pans that you're working with, the cans, the pans, and that, into water. And water can be heated to 212 degrees and will boil. That way then you can melt your wax, but it's never going to get high enough or hot enough to really cause any major trouble. It's kind of a safety limiter in and of itself. Alright, so after giving some thought to how to go about doing this, I found a cake pan that is about 2 inches deep. It's probably 9 inches wide and about 10 inches long. And I have my mini loaf, which I have my medium in. And they are about 1.5 inches to 1 3/4 inches deep, as you can see. So what I've done is I have taken and using clothespins, I've attached them to the sides of the cake pan, which holds them firmly in place. As you can see, though, they're not resting on the bottom of the cake pan. There's about 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch space. And that way then the pan is not resting either on the cake pan or the griddle. So the melting will end up being more even. Then what I can do is, as you see, I have pre-melted my wax medium there. I have another pan of pigment there. I can actually fit 4 loaf pans, 2 on each side if I want to. So now what I do is I can go ahead and pour my water into the pan. You can use hot water so that it already has kind of a head start. See, I'm going to pour it that way. Probably add a little bit more there. But as you can see, the water level is almost to the lip of the loaf pan, not quite. But the level of the medium is below the water. So what will end up happening then is the medium will stay melted and workable. This way then I don't have to worry about the temperature being too hot and being unsafe. As you can see, I have my temperature gauge at 200. It's not a problem. And it'll take a little while for my water to heat up. But when it does, then my media, I'm all set to work. I still have space here on the side that I can put my brushes. And if I want to do some mixing there on the side, I got the space to do it. And my brushes and the media would still be safe. Anyway, I hope this helps you out, gives you an idea, and is a safe way of keeping your media melted. Hope you have fun.